What's going on YouTube? Is your favorite anime weeb ninja. I'm Watarasu Ninja, and we got another anime analysis for you guys today. And we got RUROUNI KENSHIN. It came out on Thursday. I know, but I'm gonna make a video on it today and tomorrow. Should be, or Monday. By Monday, definitely should be. Rent a Girlfriend and Bleach. But if you don't know, Bleach, I am fucking hyped about to even get to it. I haven't gotten to it yet, but we all know what happens. We get introduction to Rukia's fucking Bankai finally getting animated. But with that being said, we're gonna get into this video as I'm getting off topic, and that's way up ahead. I'm still not even. I haven't even watched it yet. I watched clips. I watched a little bit. I know what's gonna happen, but at the same time, like, I wanna surprise myself in a way, and just take it in and hopefully take better notes for the video. With that being said, let's get into it. So we start off this episode with everyone outside enjoying some lovely fish that Kaoru had cooked up. Sanosuke ends up complaining about Kaoru's cooking, to which Kaoru ends up having a mental breakdown and essentially ends up throwing a bunch of objects at Sanosuke, which Sanosuke uses Kenshin as a meat shield to block literally everything from hitting him. There's an officer that arrives wanting Kenshin to help defeating a murderer named Kurogasa. I think that's how you pronounce it. Well, he targets and former imperialist politicians and government officials, and essentially, he's gone and killed multiple of them, and even officers have set up quote-unquote impenetrable barriers, which he easily is able to take down, killing most of the targets as he pleases. Officer converses with the target as he refuses to essentially get help from outsiders, and saying that he's handpicked some of the best bodyguards that he could purchase, and essentially ends up going on this little rant saying that he survived hardships such as the forest of swords and the rainstorm of bullets, saying that again, cherry-picked the best guards. As Kenshin walks in, he says that he's way more authoritative, I couldn't say that, since the last time he protected him, claiming that he was the one that essentially protected him through the forest of swords and the rainstorm of bullets. Sanosuke, immediately behind him, says, it's funny how he says that he cherry-picked them, considering the fact that he literally defeated every single person in that room at least once. And as they all stand back in shock as they see Sanosuke appear. With both guards and officers posted up, Sanosuke and Kenshin play shogi, which I think it's shogi. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Both of them start to converse with each other, pointing out that it's weird for both of them to be there. Kenshin on his behalf, because he essentially might have to kill somebody in order to protect the target, while he obviously in the previous episode specified that he gave up on killing people, and Sanosuke being there because, well, just because why is he helping? In other words, they basically point out it's because he doesn't want to miss an epic fight for the world, and that's basically his reason for being there. We don't get Kenshin's side, but moving on, the enemy appears to have taken out all the guards that have been posted outside, and he has said to done it before, which he does here again. And as they realize the guards outside have been taken down, they essentially just wait for him to bust through the door. They set up and they wait for him to bust through the door, and essentially he just sneaks up through the window and cuts down one of the guys immediately from behind. And while this is taking place, we cut back to the dojo as Kaoru is woken up in the middle of the night, as she's also concerned for Kenshin, not knowing what's gonna happen. Again, at this point, we feel like she might have some feelings for Kenshin, but it's not exactly specified, or we don't know that at the time of this remake. But yeah, that's what happens, and we cut back towards the Mr. Tani's office, in which he offers 4 times the amount of money to and an official spot for anyone who defeats the intruder. The 3 men that attack first are cut down immediately or instantaneously, and this seamless, beautiful animation that reminds me of Boondocks or something like Samurai Champloo or even Afro Samurai. which is freaking amazing, bro. Like the choreography, which was really short, it's not like crazy or anything, but just the smoothness of the animation is beautiful, beautiful, absolutely perfect to the last minute detail. I fucked that up. Anyways, Sanosuke, Sanosuke telling them to back down as none of them are a match for him, and essentially they're just going to be throwing their lives away. Kenshin springing into action, jumps in the air, and essentially clashes swords with him as he is cut on the wrist, and as he ends up cutting his little hat in half. I forgot what those are called, but he then claims that he's heard of him. He's an assassin, and he goes by the name of Rogue Hitorori. I think I'm saying that right. Hitorori. And Hitokiri, which is, I think he's supposed to be like a swordsman. He essentially uses a technique in which he paralyzes the enemy, letting him deal the final blow. And at this point, it's kind of shown to have used this ability where it just paralyzes them with fear. At this point, Kurogasa ends up going straight for his target, that being Mr. Tani. Sonosuke ends up breaking his sword using a statue that was clearly next to him, and essentially gets pierced through his forearm by Kurogasa immediately afterwards. Kenshin, jumping into attack as he's out of focus, lands a good hit on his forehead. Hitokiri, excited about this worthy prospect, essentially Kenshin, because he's so strong, decides that Kenshin is going to be his new target. Kenshin, walking home with Sanosuke after this whole battle ends up being over, mentions Hitokiri was once a member of the Shinsengumi, which, if you haven't seen, I was going to say Toriko, damn it, Gintama. It's essentially the strongest men the shogun has on his side, which is like either like using, they're like sword-bearing police essentially. Back to Kenshin, he's essentially still specifying that it's going to be hard since, Kenshin vowed to never kill anyone, and so essentially not hurt anyone for that matter, as Kurogasa has clearly been killing and assassinating people for years now, even during or after the war, I should say. So we end up going back to the dojo, and at this point Kaoru is essentially sleepy, as again I previously mentioned. She woke up in the middle of the night and was not able to fall asleep due to being worried about Kenshin's safety. And at this point Sanosuke is essentially saying that a girl, and I quote, "A girl in her prime shouldn't be drooling over her face or all over herself," while again pulling her cheeks apart. And in the clown, just like a little funny scene, a little gag, Kaoru, waking up, ends up whacking them with the kendo stick that she had lying around, as for some reason it ends up hitting Haruko? No, for Haruko, what the fuck? I literally forgot his name, what the hell? Yahiko. Sorry. Moving along, Sanosuke explains the situation to Kaoru, and essentially she ends up trying to head out looking for him, to which Sanosuke is clearly telling her to not go, because obviously if Kenshin has to worry about them, the spectators, or their friends for that matter, how is he ever going to be able to fare against, an actual tough opponent? It's not the same as like when Sanosuke and Kenshin fought in the last episode, as they were having a mutual showdown. Agreements, obviously him being an assassin, it's not like he's going to listen to or have agree to something like that, right? Playing in a fair fight.
What I can't figure out is
as he obviously wants to kill more people, as much people as he wants to.
I can't imagine a single place my father would avoid looking.
To which Kaoru essentially says that, she literally lost her father and multiple other, followers from the dojo, and the last thing she wants is to essentially lose Kenshin as well. Jin is seen, or Kurogasa I should say, is seen in the background having heard all this. We don't get an actual shot of him. It's just like you hear him laughing in the background. So he essentially was at the dojo, basically scouting the area to listen to what he can, any information he can get. So we cut back to Kenshin as he's in the river banks. He notices that the river obviously since he's in the riverbank, that the river essentially has risen up,
That is,
stating
I
that
don't
there
think
must
we'll
have been
actually
a
trip
storm
over her
upstream,
there, but
and
it's worth a look.
if he falls in, if he just happens to fall in during the fight, it might be the end of him. Kaoru finds
Trust
out,
me.
oh,
I lived here
Kaoru
a
finds
very
him, sorry, and she is pissed at this point. Kenshin explains that he can't fight seriously, as if he has to protect her again, like I said earlier, it'd be a whole mess, having to worry about her the whole fight. So he essentially tells her if you can just wait for me in the dojo, to which Kaoru lends him her indigo ribbon to ensure that he returns to the dojo, saying that, again, in the first episode, Kenshin clearly states that, he's just a ronin, so he'll never know when he'll leave town and head off to another adventure or something like that. Something along those lines. Again, bringing Kaoru to give him the indigo ribbon to ensure that he comes back to the dojo. Sorry, not Hitokiri, Kurogasa. Ends up showing up, and as we all saw probably from like spoilers that you've seen at this point since I'm so late, ends up swooping in, kidnapping Kaoru, and claiming that, Kaoru, that is Kenshin's woman. Kenshin being pissed off at this, as Kurogasa again is so happy and proud of himself for what he did, saying that Kenshin is now going to fight seriously, essentially, because that's exactly what he wants. He wants the Batosai side of Kenshin, the real 100-man slayer that fought during the war. He wants to go all out, essentially, and this is like the best way he can do it. As he, he's leaving, he ends up leaving a note, essentially to let him know where he's gonna be at. And that's gonna be it, guys. I know I dragged it out a little bit too long on this one. It's already at 12-minute mark, and yeah, I mean, I needed a break from this, like I said, since last week, and I've been slacking a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I still have to do Rent a Girlfriend, Bleach, and Jujutsu Kaisen. So that's 3 videos there, and tomorrow, obviously, it's another episode of The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses, and I'm looking forward to that. So I hope you guys give me a chance here to catch up, and drop a like if you enjoyed it. Also follow me on Twitch, I'm Mr Ninja. We also streamed a little bit of Fighters on Sunday. Since Sunday I usually take off and stream. With that being said, hope to see you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you in the next video. And with that being said, hope it's out. Deuces.